Hey everybody, guess what time it is? Another update on the Marathon a Month attempt for 2026. Hope everybody's doing good, and let's talk about the third marathon that I did this year. This was the beginning of March. I went up to Albany, Georgia. I don't know if you've had the opportunity to run that race, but it was only hour and a half, 2 hours from here, so not too big of a travel day. But I'd never done it. I've always heard about it being a fast course, and why not try that? And a flat course, which those aren't a lot of those aren't around here in Tallahassee, so why not do it? So I went up, and the weather, as always, it changes, but it was supposed to be in the 70s when it started, and maybe you get into the 80s around 11 o'clock, high humidity and sun. So I was fretting that a little bit, but again, these races, my intentions aren't to race them like I used to on marathons. This is about lasting all 12 months. So I wanted to manage, the effort, but the weather was going to play into that. Again, Albany was a cool little town. We stayed over by the river, right by the start and finish. So that was pretty convenient. Stayed there at the Hilton Garden Inns, I believe it was, and had some local food the night before, but super convenient to wake up, walk right out of the hotel, across the street to the start. Decent crowd, and got lucky. The weather kind of helped us out. So instead of sunny, it was overcast, and so it was still that high 60s. I think it was like 72 at the start, but lower humidity. And so we got lucky there and ran the race. I think the sun came out when I was probably around mile 20. Thank goodness. And by the time I finished, again, the sun was out and it had gotten a little warmer, but super bearable compared to what we thought it was going to be. So first half of the race, I went out nice and slow, and I tried to stay behind the, I think it was the 320 pacer, like a 7:30 average. So my intention was just to kind of stay slow behind them through the halfway at least, and then go from there. But unfortunately, I kind of got a little bit ahead of them. Didn't hurt me, but I would say at the halfway, I came in about an hour and 37 minutes, which was fine. Again, I'm not racing these, but that would have put me around, I think, a 3:15, 3:16, something like that. But I felt really good because I was pacing myself the way I wanted to. So second half, I ended up running a 1:31. So I dropped 6 minutes, obviously a negative split. Around mile 16, I decided, hey, let's see how many miles I can do under 7 minutes, that I can do in that 6 minute something average. So I ended up doing 10 miles the rest of the way, all under 7 minutes. So 6:40s, 6:50s, all the way through the finish. And I was fortunate enough to pass, I think, about 25 people on that second half. And again, I've never run a marathon like that before, so this is enjoyable when you feel like you got your legs under you and you feel fresh. Years ago when I was racing these things, it was all out at a 6:40, 6:45 for 26, and although I did it, it certainly felt a little bit harder than what I did this time. So I came across, and total time around 3:08:40, I think it was. Super happy with that. Another Boston qualifier, so I'm trying to qualify for Boston for each marathon that I do this year. Ended up being second in the Masters category as well. So came home with a little bit of swag. There's the Masters thing. It was the 20th anniversary. So there's your 20th anniversary of the Combos Albany Marathon. Used to be the Snickers, and now they call it the Combos Marathon. So there's the medal, pretty cool. And so yeah, I was super pleased. grabbed some food, grabbed a beer afterwards. The local newspaper found me in the crowd and interviewed me and put that on their website. And so that was cool, just talking about being an out-of-towner doing their local race. So that was neat. I got to talk a little bit about the experience. And yeah, so it was a good day. Went back to the hotel, cleaned up, grabbed some lunch, and hit the road back to Tallahassee. But of course, on the way to Tallahassee is Thomasville. So I stopped by there and may have grabbed a sandwich and a beer at a local brewery, which was great. But came home and rested up, felt pretty good. And now I'm ready for the next marathon in April, which will be the University of Charleston Marathon in Charleston, West Virginia in mid-April. Looking forward to that. But anyway, thanks. Just wanted to give you the update. And, remember while you're out there, if you do follow the podcast, there's We Run This Town podcast for Gulf Winds Track Club. Super happy to be the host, and I hope you've listened to it. It's on all platforms. But until next month, let's keep running these marathon a month. Hope to see you out there, whether it be a marathon or an ultra marathon. Hope to see you out there. Keep going. Remember, we together, we run this town.